Wrestlemania was quite the event, not gonna lie. I feel pretty mixed about it. There was a lot of good parts, a lot of questionable parts as well, but when in wrestling, I guess.
ドラキュラ・モーフィーキャットヴァンパイアナイト VTuber
So night one, we started off with Jey Uso versus Gunther, and Jey Uso won the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I'm not a Jey hater. Like, I'm fine with him winning. I just think that the caliber of Jey Uso's matches aren't really world title worthy. Now, giving credit where it's due, this is Jey Uso's best match. But for Gunther, I think this was pretty below the caliber of the kind of matches Gunther would put on. I wish he didn't tap out as quick, but Jey Uso's world champ, and I'm looking forward to see how this is going to be, if he's going to exceed expectations, or if he is gonna buckle under the pressure and will have the same stuff. Next up, we got the New Day beating the War Raiders for the tag titles, and all I can say is Eric and Ivor looked funny wearing the Clash of Clans armor. After that, we got Jade Cargill beating Naomi in a singles match, and yeah, pretty satisfying match. Pretty worth it. Jade looked amazing. Naomi looked... I loved her new entrance. And I do have to say, I'm looking forward to where this will continue. Is Bianca gonna be thrown into the mix? Is it gonna be a triple threat feud again for Bianca, or is it gonna be Bianca versus Naomi, or is it gonna be Bianca versus Jade? And next up, we got a match of the night contender for me, which was Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. I was stunned by how good this match was. It exceeded expectations. That spot where Jacob Fatu hits the moonsault and LA Knight reverses it into a BFT or a cutter, it just looked amazing. And of course, Jacob Fatu comes out with the win. I was hoping LA Knight would retain, but I'm not disappointed by how it ended. Jacob Fatu deserves that title win, and hell yeah. El Grande Americano defeated Rey Fenix. I wish this match was longer. It deserves 10 more minutes, because I feel like these two could put on a really great match. It just ended too soon in my opinion. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. All I can say is I'm glad Tiffy won. It's Tiffy time! And for our night one main event, we had Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. And, Paul Heyman's in CM Punk's corner. And this was such a great match. Probably my favorite match out of both nights. The only real contender I can think of is the triple threat that happens in night two. And honestly, what an ending. I was, it was at the back of my mind that, Paul Heyman might side with Seth Rollins. And it happened. And it was such an amazing ending to an amazing match. I feel like this should have been the night two main event, and everyone would have been satisfied. But that's not what happened, and we'll get to that in a bit. Night 2 starts off with the Women's World Championship triple threat, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. It was an amazing match. My favorite match out of both nights. Both triple threats were my favorite matches, with the match with LA Knight and Jacob Fatu being a close second. But this was amazing, and I wish this was also a main event because of how good it was. The women deserve a main event. I'm glad we got Io Sky winning. She was my pick to win. If not her, Bianca. I don't think Rhea deserves another win, honestly. I thought Bianca might win because they might tie that into the Jade and Naomi feud. Io was definitely my number one pick, and I'm glad she won because I thought she was being an afterthought throughout the whole feud. But this win justifies that, and honestly, she's very over. And I'm so glad that Japanese wrestler won at WrestleMania after how many years, especially after last year. All of the Japanese women got swept last year, which I'm glad that Bianca, Naomi, and Jade got their moment last year, but this year's Io's win, so I'm glad for that. Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, in a street fight. I'm really glad that this match exceeded expectations, because personally I've kind of cooled off on Damian Priest. The right winner won. I think Drew should have won, and they put on a match that exceeded expectations, and it was a great street fight. For WWE type violence, yeah, that street fight, awesome. Fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Dom versus Braun versus Finn versus Penta. I would have been glad with any winner, honestly, of this match. But it was amazing. And, Dom stealing the win and pinning Finn Balor. Finn Balor continues his streak of being pinned, unfortunately. Oh, when is Finn Balor gonna get his moment? But I think Dom deserved this win. He's been stealing the show with getting booed for the past few years. It's deserved. And Randy Orton facing a mystery opponent. Now, I thought it was either gonna be Rusev or it was gonna be Nick Aldis. There was also the small chance that Aleister Black was gonna appear, but they sort of teased him for SmackDown, even though they didn't announce it was Aleister Black. But it's kind of obvious that it's gonna be Aleister Black. So when the door opened and it was Joe Hendry's theme played, I was shocked. There were people that were predicting it was Joe Hendry, but I thought that was what? They're not gonna do that like so soon after Joe Hendry appeared at the Rumble. Probably not gonna happen. But Joe Hendry appeared. First time a champion from another promotion appears at a WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. And he lost to Randy Orton, but that was fine. I think that was the right choice. Randy winning, but also Joe Hendry getting his WrestleMania moment. That was great. It was hilarious. And Randy RKOing Joe Hendry. Mwah, chef's kiss. Match 5 of night 2, we got Logan Paul beating AJ Styles by pinfall. What can I say about this match? Well, to give credit where it's due, I like Logan's entrance, the drone shots, Karrion Kross appearing. Apparently Scarlett was also there, but the camera didn't show her. And AJ Styles loses to Logan Paul. Fuck. Lyra Valkyria and her mystery partner versus Liv and Raquel for the tag titles. Lyra's mystery partner was Becky Lynch. I thought that was pretty obvious. That was my pick, honestly. I feel bad for Bayley because apparently she's not really injured. She got pulled from this match, which, what the hell, dude? I'm not gonna say Becky Hogan. I feel like this is more a Triple H decision than anything. It just sucks because, Bayley won the women's title last year, won the Royal Rumble last year. This year, she's not even in WrestleMania. But I was looking forward to the tag match. Lyra and Bayley were, filming stuff with the both of them, and they were taking pictures and everything. And I thought that would have been a good pairing, but we got Lyra and Becky, and I don't know what's gonna happen to Bayley now. Also, Lyra and Becky won the tag title, so we can call Lyra 2 belts. And for the main event, we got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I think I share the opinion of a lot of people here when I say it was kind of a letdown. I'm happy John won. To be 17-time world champion, he breaks Ric Flair's record, but the match itself was kind of disappointing. John Cena hasn't had that many great matches, singles matches in the past. I wasn't impressed with his match against Solo or Austin Theory. So I thought he was going to put out all the stops and prove he wasn't washed when he fought Cody Rhodes. He fought a very slow and methodical pace, fitting for a heel. But I feel like just when it was about to pick up, Travis Scott comes out and the shenanigans and the Cody Rhodes not hitting John Cena with the title. Personally, I feel like that was out of character because Cody Rhodes was willing to hit AJ Styles with steel steps after AJ Styles said I quit. And then of course, Cody Rhodes pretty much killed Kevin Owens in their match. So Cody Rhodes hesitating to hit Cena with the title feels kind of out of character. I mean, you could argue that Cody Rhodes views Cena as this hero, as this paragon. The good guy image of Cena is still in Cody Rhodes' head, which is why he didn't hit him with a title. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's still a letdown, even if it was in character. Travis Scott takes forever to get to the ring, and then I feel like this match should have just been, a good all wrestling match. Last year was the main event with the shenanigans. I feel like this match shouldn't have had any interference whatsoever. It didn't even need to be a clean win. Like, maybe Cena could have stolen the win without interference, or we could have still had the title thing spot. I don't know, but yeah, that's how WrestleMania ends. I feel like it's a letdown for a lot of people. If this was the case, then either of the triple threat should have main evented night 2 instead. But we got what we got, and I'm still looking forward to seeing how John Cena's heel run as a champion is gonna be. Hopefully he's gonna appear more than, let's say, Brock or Roman Reigns. Hopefully, it feels like what the hell The Rock is doing. Like, he wasn't in WrestleMania. I feel like he should have been. If there was going to be an interference, I feel like the final boss should have been there. But yeah, WrestleMania 41, I don't know, feels very mixed to me. I feel very mixed about the entire event. We had some great matches, we had some okay matches, and we had some very questionable decisions. Fuck, Logan Paul beat AJ Styles. What is this, dude? Fuck, I'm ending the video right here.